Welcome to the 10-Day Growth Hacking Challenge with your host, Nader Sabri. Today, we're here with Rohit BASSI, an international expert in public speaking and presentation. We are today here talking about hack number 1. But before we get started, just for those who are tuning in, to remind you that this challenge is based on the growth thinking methodology. You can do exactly what we're doing in this challenge by buying this book and using it for yourself. As we get started, if you want to get more information, whether now or later, you can go to the description below to learn more about Rohit or get in touch with him. Rohit, let's talk about hack number 1. This is super, super interesting because so many people have customer acquisition problems, especially when it comes to outreach. Tell us what you've done, the results, and some of the adjustments you've made as you've learned as you went through this.
Okay, so I just want to clarify to everyone for one thing. I never label myself as an expert. I just want to make that very, very clear. I'm a practitioner in what I do. And what a practitioner is someone who does his best or her best to apply their knowledge on a daily basis with themselves and other people. Experts, yes, experts is knowledge on past experience. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. Practitioner is regularly honing their skills. They're always doing, they never see them as a master of something. They just keep on developing themselves.
I love that.
That's what I focus on. So I'm a practitioner in my art. That's what I am. And in regards to, before we go on to answering the hack 1, I just want to say, whoa, Nader, you're the man.
Right back at you, man. The energy right back at you, man. I can feel the internet line there vibrating, man.
I want to say Eid Mubarak.
Thank
plus
you.
Your fasting is going really well. I believe you're fasting today, so
yeah.
Have a great fire. I won't talk about food.
No.
I won't disrespect you in any way whatsoever. Anyways, so regarding hack 1, so we spoke about it last week. I did a few draft videos and I sent them across to you. And you gave me your 2 bits on what to improve and what to improve and what to keep in the video. So it started off with a 1-minute video, which has now reduced to about 30-40 seconds.
Amazing. Yep.
What I've done is, initially we spoke about Mind Tool, but when I was reading the profiles of the people which I was looking at, it did not make sense to talk to them about Mind Tool. It was basically broadening a bit more and say how I can help them. And it's a very simple thing which I did with them, was saying, look, what the world needs now and will always need is powerful communication. And powerful communication means to be mindful of your communication. That means you're able to lead and communicate with courage, clarity, conviction, and compassion. I would love to see how I could help serve and support you, your team, and your organization in being powerful with their communication on a day-to-day basis.
Brilliant. So what I love about that is when you flip the script, which was like introduction, which is a hook, and then you told them what's in it for them, lightly, without it being like a heavy pitch, and then going into the remaining of the message, I think is really powerful. Because end of the day, no matter what we think of the world, somebody is always like, well, what's in it for me? And that's a fair question, right? Everybody asks that question, and it's a fair question. And the quicker and the more impactful and the more truthful, and that's what I really liked about your video when I received it. It's like extremely authentic because it was real. It's like, here's what I do, and you change the script as you mentioned. So that's brilliant, man. All right, keep going. Great.
And let me tell everyone in the audience, what is it in for me by being under this particular challenge? I'll tell you what, he promised me he'll buy me a large pizza, the largest pizza ever in Dubai.
You deserve way more than a pizza, but that's all you're asking. I'm not going to complain.
Hey, look, I'm being gentle with you. Maybe in the next talk we have, I might ask for something else.
I got to be careful putting you into the all-star program. I'm afraid what you might ask for, man. Oh my God. No, that's okay. It's all good, man. Anytime.
Okay. So I started sending the videos. I said some of the video, a couple of videos to a few people. It's the Eid break, so not getting that many responses. I sent about 20 videos. I got 3 responses. One of them said, oh, wow, this is really good. Let the Eid break finish. I'll get in touch with you.
There you go.
Another person was like, put a star. And then another person messaged me saying, this was the third one, saying, no, it's a pleasure connecting with you. You know, and
Wow.
you know, so it was interesting to see that. I think because we've got the Eid weekend happening at the moment, and also the summer holidays are going on.
Yeah.
So I'm a very impatient individual. So I was trusting that responses would be faster. I just need to give it a bit of a week's time to see what kind of response I'm going to get.
Yeah.
So I trust next week I'll start getting more responses back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, patience, by the way, is really important. I mean, sorry to interrupt, because I saw a recent quote about patience, and I can't remember exactly what it said, but I believed in it so much, I started sharing it, and so many people responded. It's like, I mean, success comes with patience, and it's just one of those things. Yep. I mean, I'm naturally impatient like yourself, but through life lessons, I've learned to become a bit more trained in being patient. But that's the thing. I mean, this guy was talking about, like, when you fall in love with the idea of patience, and you can, you start to see the world in a different way, because you kind of slow down, you see how things work, and then you really find answers to things. Like, I mean, these responses that you're getting, I mean, if I may ask, have you ever got responses like that in text with that much emotion coming through?
No, not really. Not really. I
Brilliant. See,
cannot really recall whatsoever.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
So it's interesting to see that. Now, talking about patience, that's very interesting to talk. So Mike Winnett, the guy who does the entrepreneur formula, I was listening to him yesterday, and he was saying, for all you know, your business will fail. You have to have patience. All these so-called fake gurus out there, they are not really helping you in progressing with your business, because business does require hard work. It requires hard work, smart work, and letting go. It requires all three of it. So there's no easy formula, and patience is one of the biggest things in business. And like I said, it's like when we've discussed the 3 hacks, it could be none of these hacks will work, but you need to give that go to see what's going to happen.
Yep. And then what I like, I mean, before we got started, when Rohit was kind of sharing with me, he was saying, man, there was a bit of a change in what I did. And I want you to share that, because this is part of the brilliance of experimenting with growth hacking, where like he was applying this initially for the mind hack, right? The mind tool that he shared with us in the first video. If you want to check that out, head over to the other video. And that was the initial intention. But what he found was that there was another way for him to get more precise in addressing people by knowing their profile. And he said, well, let me not present anything. Let me just get to know them first. And then I can widen my ability to reach out. And I was like, brilliant. That's the kind of learning we're looking for. That's what this teaches you. It's like, if it doesn't work, that's perfectly fine. What we're looking for is the failure point that can be adjusted. And the brilliant thing is, when you run small experiments like this that just don't cost much money, don't cost much time, you can do that. There's not much loss. You didn't lose sleep over it. At least I hope you didn't, right?
I didn't.
Yeah, you just adjust.
Working till 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you didn't lose much time, did I?
Yeah, no, it's regular stuff for you. But just before I forget, I mean, Rohit is an advocate about fake gurus, and he's mentioned that in the last video and this video. And I think you'll be doing more information about this, correct? In the future, Rohit, you'll be talking about fake gurus and the fake guruship stuff that's taking place, and something that I've learned from Rohit as well, and others, and he's always brought it to my attention. So for those who want to learn more about that, definitely check him out. It's a serious issue. If you haven't already recognized it. Yeah.
It's a very serious and damaging issue, because unfortunately, the way we live and the way social media portrays these people, and some of them are very well known, they sell a dream to us, and we fall for it. Yeah. So, but if you look at your parents, my parents, and the generation before, and they always say, without hard work, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, no, there's no supplement for hard work. You can go about it in a smarter way, that's for sure. But definitely no supplement for harder work. In fact, as technology gets easier for us to do stuff, if you look at it, the demand on like the actual volume of work actually increases, meaning you're still going to work hard, right? And that's not necessarily bad news, because if you just figure out how to work smart in combination working hard, you've got to figure it out, right? It's not a big deal. There's a generation of people, by the way, Rohit, that have been trained not to work hard, that things should be just really easy and smooth. And that's a scary thing. I mean, you know, I teach my child the same thing. I was like, listen, man, life isn't meant to be easy, but it's not meant to be not fun either. I mean, you can find really cool, fast ways. And that's what I love about growth hacking. There are ways of getting things done where we just don't have to put in as much effort.
You know,
but it works.
It's all on conditioning. I wouldn't go down the line of saying life is not easy. I would say life has its certain ups and downs, which teaches us a lot.
True.
So that's how I would, and it happens in everyone's life. It happens in yours. It happens in mine. It'll happen in our children's life. It happens in our spouse's life as well. It happens all across, and history repeats itself. History repeats itself. So one of the things which I find is, you know, like you said, you know, I hope you didn't be working all night. No, I wasn't working all night. I'm not a believer in working 28 hours a day. Unfortunately, there are people who promote this. This is burnout culture. Burning out will not help you in the long run. It would deteriorate your productivity. You will lose your energy, and you will not be happy with what you're producing. So please, please, please get sleep, get rest, get exercise. And this is the biggest mistake I have done in this path of running my own business, is working those long hours. And it's only later I realized it's the most stupid thing you can do. Yes, sometimes it's required. I'm not going to say it's not required, but you cannot be living your life like that. If you're doing it, rethink what you're doing. Life is just not work. Life is just not business. There are many different aspects to life. And it's so important, even with the growth hacks you do, that they are not disturbing your life. You may be uncomfortable, but when there is no peace, now you need to really think about what's going on.
Yeah, 100%. Great advice, and really important. So stepping back, I mean, going back to the hack, let's go a little bit deeper into it. So you've you've showed us what you've done as the script. You've pumped a few of them out. Do you remember how many of them you pumped out, and what maybe some of the numbers are in the sense of the different responses and things like that? I know it's a small test. Yeah.
I've sent 20 out. I've got 3 response back so far.
Okay. So that's okay.
I did it over the weekend.
Over the weekend as well. Okay, great. And you expect more people to respond probably as people come back.
So if I was to be specific for the audience in the Middle East, I started doing this on Saturday around, I think about 2 o'clock. That's when I started this Saturday, which just went by. So today is the 19th. So I started on the 17th about 1 or 2 o'clock. That's when I started sending the videos. And then I sent a few yesterday. And within that time frame, and some of them have been outside of this country, not in the Middle East. They've been in Asia or in the UK, or not in the US. I haven't sent anyone in the US, but in Europe, Middle East, and Asia, I've sent the messages. And one message came. One of the messages, like I said, oh, thank you for your message. That was from the UK. One came from Asia, and one from the Middle East. Sorry, 2 from the Middle East. And none from Asia.
So what's interesting, okay, so you got 3 out of 20, and 100% of those 3 were highly emotional, positive responses.
They were very, they were very, I think when they saw the video, they were surprised to see a video, let's put it this way.
Caught them off guard. Yeah, I agree.
So this was in 2018 when I was talking to one of my other friends who is a psychologist. I was saying we need to start using LinkedIn videos, but I was not clear what the message I'm going to give. Obviously, the COVID period gave me an opportunity to, I think 2019 and 2020 has been a big year. Those 2 years have been quite big for me to get clarity on what exactly I do. So doing the video was much easier because over the years, like I told you, I've got like over 340 videos on YouTube.
It's a lot of content.
And over the years, I've just improved in terms of how I deliver my message. And especially since last year, it's been much more clear, concise, and to the point.
Yep.
So it was much easier to do the video. And it also, the reason I was attempting to, so when I started off the first videos, when I was testing it out, I was speaking too fast because, oh, I got to do it in 1 minute, 1 minute. And then I said, no, hold on 1 minute. That's not your natural style. You need to do it your natural style. You know where you emphasize things, where you fast, stop scripting it, stop. So
I remember that. Yep.
And then I sent, and you saw some of those drafts.
Yeah.
And you see, as the drafts are improving, my voice is getting to the normal way with a steady pace, and certain times I increase my voice.
And the authenticity comes out. I mean, I think the most important thing was that you just started. And I remember, like, and this happens to everybody on the challenge, by the way. I got to tell you, there isn't a single contender who doesn't start this with a bit of hesitation, but they have courage. And I always forget to, commend those who come on this challenge for their courage, by the way, because they come on and they're like, I want to grow, but not sure where to start. Or, there's all these like, saboteur, right? Things that are just like, I can't do it, or I'm not sure about it. But the good thing is just once you start, and that's the key. I always tell people, like 50% of success is just that first action you take, because once it starts, it doesn't stop. And you don't need to take a big action. That's the secret behind it. You just need to start really micro. And that's what you did here. You started scripted to get your motion moving, but then you're like, dude, I don't need the script. I can do this because I know what I want to say. And it just became smoother. And the cool thing is you cut it almost in half in the sense of timing. People don't have time. 30 seconds is excellent, actually. I mean, a minute in today's world is a bit long. Yeah, go ahead.
And that's what I'm attempting to aim is getting it down to that 30 seconds, be it very concise. So if anyone who is watching this, how do you go about doing this? Is okay, LinkedIn video is done through your mobile. It can't be done through the desktop. So you need to use your mobile. You hold it at a certain angle so it's at that right level, and you look into the camera, not into the screen, and you give your message. Now, for those people who find it a bit tough to do it, you may want to script it out, play it around a little bit. Maybe ask someone who you see as a trusted advisor. This is the video I'm intending to send, and you need to personalize it. You need to say the person's name in the beginning, and it's not necessary say, hello, how are you? You can just say, hey, or say, Nadir, great to be connected to you, straight to the point, and bang, 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 bang. So that's what I've done with the video. So while I was sitting there and I looked at some of the videos, I said, look, I need to make it a bit more. So when you're holding the video, when you're holding the phone in your hand, what happens is sometimes the level misses out. Your hand kind of goes down.
You get a tripod. Get a tripod.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got my tripod. I'll show you, which I'm going to do some videos today. Here you are.
Nice. Oh yeah, you got a nice rig up there, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very simple. I got this rig in 2018 when I started using more making my mobile videos much more stable, because in 2000, I think it was in 2000, beginning of 2017, I started doing these 1 minute, you call them 1 minute ROI. Yeah. 1 minute videos I used to do in 1 minute, talk about something so people get some kind of return of investment within that 1 minute. And that's when I got ordered this. Before I was using just my desktop, and then I moved it to it's a different quality as well. Mobiles do much better job at video than laptops. Yeah, it's crazy. You would think like these webcams would do the job, but it's not. They just haven't progressed. So that's a good tip. Stick to mobile. Use the mobile app for LinkedIn. It seems to be the best place to do it. And that's awesome. And that's it. I think that sounds really good. I mean, I think it'll be very interesting. I know we'll do the next hack in the next video, but just keep track of those numbers, because I think it'll be very interesting for the audience to kind of get a sense of what's happened with those 20. And if you do even more of them, we can just take a wider look at all the numbers, because I think it'll be very interesting to put it in and just quantify it for some people. And I think what's cool, I mean, three people responding out of 20 is not bad, actually, when you come to think about it, especially when it's on a weekend. But the fact that the quality of the response is actually what which is what I'm probably most excited about, because you've got like it's very responsive, emotional. They liked what they saw. So you got like 3 people engaged out of the 20. And I suspect as the weekend passes, you probably get a few more, and that would be it. Yeah. I think also the fact is, I think I'm going to keep doing these videos for this week and next week and see what the response is. So 2 weeks.
Don't stop. I agree. Don't stop.
And see what happens. Because now what I'm doing, anyone I'm even connecting to. So what I'm doing is this there's two profiles on my LinkedIn. People who are already on my LinkedIn, the message needs to be slightly different for them. And there are people who just got connected recently, who have not communicated with him saying, hey, great to be connected. So there's slightly two messages.
Oh, that's very interesting, because new connections probably will respond differently than older connections. That's an interesting experiment. So I think just give that a try. And in the next video, I know we'll be covering a hack number 2, obviously, but definitely like share with us some of these behavioral responses and some of the different changes you're taking, because you're the pioneer on this, man. People are going to learn from you. I'm telling you. Yeah. You're pioneering it, man. Because see, LinkedIn, I think they reduced to 100 requests per week. I think that's what the number that we've seen. Yeah. And so it's going to get tighter and tighter for outreach. And so the quality of the outreach is just going to have to get better and better. And the good news, I mean, for you anyways, is that most people are going to fail at it. And so you will stand out, and that's what's happening. And so those who want to stand out are going to have to think more quality rather than quantity and use these kinds of techniques. So definitely, I can see you pioneering this on the challenge. Many of the other challengers and people in the audience are definitely going to learn from you on this one. So that's awesome. So that's, guys, that's hack number 1. To get more information about Rohit, hit him up on downstairs. He shared with us some really interesting wisdom when it comes to communications. He's my go-to guy when it comes to public communications and presentations. So definitely, please do check him out. As a last reminder, if you want to do what we're doing on the challenge, get the book. It's the growth thinking methodology, which is based on this. So just for a bit of background on the book, this is built by something called Growth Labs. Growth Labs is a data program that I run with a group of growth hackers, where we take data and look at what are the best and fastest ways to grow. And so we built a methodology around that to help people to do the same. So that's where we are today with the 10-day growth hacking challenge. Rohit, thank you for coming to the challenge, doing hack number 1. We'll see you in the next video in hack number 2, man.
My pleasure. Also, what we can bring up is, recently I'm going through some challenges with someone not paying me my dues for some work which I'd done. And it's something which we can bring up. I would categorize them into the fake guru or the fake promiser of getting things done. So we might just bring that in, because the reason why I'm talking about this is because even when you're doing your work, you will be encountering certain people who you think are going to help you hack into a industry, or help you hack into getting more clients. But when you start working with them, you realize, no,
it's not the case.
It's the case, and it's important for us to realize when we are so-called doing this growth hack to be aware of certain signs.
That's interesting.
So this is because that could there's growth hacking, which helps you increase your potential, and there's fake growth hacking.
Okay.
As I would like to say in this. And I think people need to be aware of this.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of this out there. I mean, we call it as we were talking about this actually last night, which is white hat techniques. And so we talk about black versus grayscale versus white hat techniques. And a white hat technique is something you can search on Google, and it comes up, and it's like you type in how to growth hack LinkedIn, for example, and it pops up. And if it's that easy to find, that means millions of people are probably already doing this, and it doesn't work. Its potency is gone. You're too late to the party, man. Growth hacking is the best of growth hacking. That is in the grayscale area, which are things that are basically are legal, ethical, and moral, but nobody knows about it, or few people know about it, and it's not largely executed. Only few people do it. And that's where the sweet spot is. And so all these guys that talk about it in kind of the white hat space, which is, again, anything you can Google, a lot of it is just BS. Rohit has tried many of them. I know many of my contenders, like, I tried this hack and it just doesn't work. And I said, yeah, of course it doesn't. Let me explain to you why. And I also educate people about the evolution of growth hacking, how it works, and then where this kind of black, grayscale, and white hat have come from, and why these, growth hacks that are really good that you find, you need to keep secret, actually. Yeah, I mean, here, the funny thing is, even if you talk about it, you'd be surprised how many people don't listen. And there was always a guy, he's a former CIA agent, used to say 95% of all secrets are out in the public anyways. They're right in front of you, but most people can't see it. And truth be told, that is a lot of what happens in growth hacking, right? Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's good. And that's how it is, man. That's how it is.
Most of the popular ones are the waste of time ones.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But the way I always look at it is I know they're waste time, but I always step back and I'm always fascinated by the strategy and mechanics behind it and ask myself, like, what if this was taken to another direction or something else was applied to it or it was amplified or if something in it was reduced. It's just a way, just a thinking methodology that would help you basically take something that's just right in front of you because it's super easy to do and just use it in a way no one else has. That's always a possibility, but that means you need to think and you need to have a methodology to do that. You can't just copy and paste. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. Well, you could, but it just won't get you the results.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. So I'm glad you brought that up, right? I think that's on the minds of many people, and it comes up a lot in my training as well. And I try to be very explicit about it. But yeah, there we go. So Rohit, thank you very much. Awesome. We'll see you in Growth Hack number 2, man. See you.
Take care.
Take care.
See you, everyone. Bye.